Okay, since we've been talking about all the madman rock stars of the past, we touched on Bonham, Moon, Walsh, Lemmy, and Ozzy frickin' Osbourne. Let's talk about the godfather of punk rock, the original wild child from the Motor City, Iggy Pop. James Newell Osterberg was born on April 21st, 1947, in Muskegon, Michigan. He had no siblings, and their family lived in a small trailer in Ypsilanti, not far from Detroit. His first band was called the Iguanas, where he would pull his iconic stage name from, and he played as a drummer in a couple of groups before seeing the Doors live in 1967, and being totally blown away by Jim Morrison, who inspired him to take up singing and become a frontman. He formed the Psychedelic Stooges in 1967, with two brothers, Ron and Scott Ashton, and Dave Alexander, eventually dropping the Psychedelic. It took absolutely no time at all for Iggy to become known around the city for his completely unhinged onstage behavior. He rolled around in broken glass, threw things at the crowd, and even threw up. The band did not do well by pretty much any standard at the time. All of the members got really heavily into drugs and alcohol, especially Iggy, and it led to them being dropped by their label in 1973, right around the same time that American underground music fanatic David Bowie showed up to save the day. David convinced Clive Davis to give Iggy a contract with Columbia and helped produce the band's third album, Raw Power, which came out in 1973. After the group disbanded a couple years later, Iggy was in such a bad place that he checked himself into a mental institution in Los Angeles. David was trying to get clean himself after his cocaine, red peppers, and milk phase, and invited Iggy on a trip to Berlin with the goal of cleaning up. Whether or not they succeeded at this is quite debatable, but they ended up creating 5 of the most interesting albums of their careers: Bowie's Low, Heroes, and Lodger, and Iggy's The Idiot and Lust for Life. By 1986, Iggy Pop was almost completely sober, and he released his album Blah Blah Blah, which was meant to be his clean comeback. He was invited on MTV and Much Music a lot because they knew that he would always bring the ratings with his bizarre rants, off-the-cuff swearing, and general chaos, even sober. In 1988, he joined up with Steve Jones from the Sex Pistols to make his album Instinct, where he toured with Guns N' Roses, and these new hard rock and metal fans made Iggy an icon. In the 90s, Iggy Pop's music was made popular once again with young people when Trainspotting famously used the song Lust for Life in the 1995 cult film. It was like every decade he had something to offer the new generation, and they ate it right up despite the way he acted. And it wouldn't be until the mid-2000s that he would finally reflect on his career with a little bit of humor and clarity and calm the down a little bit. My God. Iggy Pop is one of the founders when it comes to shock rock, punk rock, and anything that pushes the limits of intensity. No question about it. But man, when it comes to unhinged rock stars, there's pretty much no one else like Iggy Pop.